Hello, welcome to Lent at the Edge, the time of contemplation here at Skokie, Central United Methodist Church. I'm at the beautiful log cabin at Central Church, and wherever you are, I hope that you're just blessed by this time. The way we do Lent at the Edge is to read the Gospel and then to have a moment of centering silence. After that, I'll have 3 reflections, and each one will also be followed by about 5 minutes of silence. So let's take a moment to center ourselves and just be present in the Spirit. I'll be reading from the Gospel of John, chapter 11, selected verses between 1 and verse 45. Hear these words. Now a certain man was ill, Lazarus of Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha. Mary was the one who anointed the Lord with perfume and wiped his feet with her hair. Her brother Lazarus was ill. So the sisters sent a message to Jesus, Lord, he whom you love is ill. But when Jesus heard it, he said, this illness does not lead to death, rather it is for God's glory, so that the Son of God may be glorified through it. Accordingly, though Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus, after having heard that Lazarus was ill, he stayed 2 days longer in the place where he was. Then, after this, he said to his disciples, let us go to Judea again. The disciples said to him, Rabbi, the Jews were just now trying to stone you, and you are going there again? When Mary came to where Jesus was and saw him, she knelt at his feet and said to him, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who came with her also weeping, he was greatly disturbed in his spirit and deeply moved. He said, Where have you laid him? They said to him, Lord, come and see. Jesus began to weep. Some of the Jews said, See how he loved him. But some of them said, Could he not open the eyes of the blind man? Have kept this man from dying? Then Jesus, again greatly disturbed, came to the tomb. It was a cave, and a stone was lying against it. Jesus said, Take away the stone. Martha, the sister of the dead man, said to him, Lord, already there is a stench, because he has been dead 4 days. Jesus said to her, Did I not tell you that if you believed you would see the glory of God? So they took away the stone, and Jesus looked upward and said, Father, I thank you for having heard me. I knew that you always hear me, but I have said this for the sake of the crowd standing here, so that they may believe that you sent me. When he had said this, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come out. The dead man came out, his hands and feet bound with strips of cloth, and his face wrapped in a cloth. Jesus said to them, Unbind him and let him go. Many of the Jews, therefore, who had come with Mary and had seen what Jesus did, believed in him. Meditation 1. All Humanity by Bruno Barnhart. As this Lazarus Adam returns through the door of death, he seems to be all humanity, responding to the voice of Jesus who has himself risen from the tomb. Lazarus, the dying man of Bethany, literally house of the afflicted, embodies the totality of human misery and need, the weight of sin and mortality, which Jesus is to take up and transform by his passion. Meditation 2, Lazarus, a poem by R.S. Thomas. That imperious summons spring's restlessness among dry leaves. He stands at the grave's entrance and rubs death from his eyes, while thought's fountain recommences its play, watering the waste ground over again for the germination of the blood's seed where roses should blow. Meditation 3, Fully Alive by Jean Vanier. Jesus wants us to rise up and become fully alive. He calls us out of the tomb we carry within us. Just as God called Ezekiel to raise up from the dead all those people of Israel who were lying in the tomb of despair. Thus says the Lord God, I am going to open your tombs and raise you up from your tombs, O my people. I will put my spirit into you, and you shall live. Ezekiel 37:12 and 14. This is what Jesus wants for each one of us today. To each of us, he says, take away the stone. This resurrection is a process that begins every morning, every night, every day. We are called on a journey of resurrection to do the work of God, to bring love into our families, our communities, and the world. thank you for taking the time to be in meditation and prayer with me. I've been your host, Reverend Timothy Biel Jr. I'm the pastor at Central United Methodist Church in Skokie, and I wish you a beautiful day full of blessings as we prepare ourselves for Easter. Hear this last word. It's actually from Albert Camus. In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer. Go in peace, and may love be your way in the world.